You're watching TVC Breakfast, and it's time for us to see the headlines across Nigerian newspapers. And we have our regulars on a Thursday like this. Dr. Dane Kere from the University of Lagos is here. Dr. Kere, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. Thanks.
And we also have journalist Dario Odufowokon here with us. Dario, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
It's a pleasure.
Great. Now let's begin with the Leadership newspaper. Leadership says 24 hours after Northern Elders' resignation call to PMB, federal government vows to unveil perpetrators of Kaduna Plateau attacks. All right. 24 hours after Northern Elders' resignation call to PMB, federal government vows to unveil perpetrators of Kaduna Plateau attacks. All right. From there, let's go to Nigerian Tribune. As terrorists continue onslaught, reps angry call out Buhari, NSA security agencies. Gunmen attack Anambra police station, kill 4 policemen. 4 female students abducted as bandits attack College of Health Science in Zamfara. Attacks make us feel like there's no government, say Northern Christian Elders Forum. Persistent attacks on Plateau, Benue, Niger, Kaduna plot to destabilize Middle Belt. As the Middle Belt Forum is saying this. Bandits, Boko Haram terrorists now working together. Federal government is revealing this through the Minister of Information. Vanguard newspaper is next. Outrage as Sultan, Can, MBF reps lament killings. The JNI condemns upsurge in killings, blames politicians, says government must act fast, and Can, as a Christian Association of Nigeria, blames killings on failure of government to protect lives and property. Killings in Benue Plateau, others, function of failed government. Middle Belt Forum is saying this. All right, from there, let's go to the Guardian newspaper. Insecurity, sack NSA defense minister, reps charges Buhari. Reps threaten to shut down legislative business, declares Nigeria a failed state. 2,968 killed, 1,484 abducted in 3 months. And presidency replies Northern Elders, says reform on security sector coming soon. Okay, that's the Guardian newspaper. Let's go to News Direct. Bandits dislodged, Boko Haram members unite against Nigeria. Okay, that's what the federal government is saying, as lawmakers call for engagement of foreign military mercenary. Right, we'll certainly look at this as we get along. From there, let's go to the Nation newspaper. The Nation newspaper says, bandits, Boko Haram, packed behind renewed insecurity. They collaborated to attack train, kill in Plateau, says the federal government. So bandits and Boko Haram are coming together, and they are behind renewed insecurity. Right, but the insecurity has been here all the while. All right, that's the Nation newspaper. The Punch is next. Security agents aiding bandits, alleged reps demand NSA minister sacking. Soldier posted to Zamfara gave uniform to bandits in Plateau. Deputy Speaker is revealing this. Gunmen kill 150 in Plateau villages. 30 in Ebonyi. Anambra police station attacks. Now, presidency replies Northern Elders, rules out Buhari's resignation, blames past governments. This is the Punch, right? We'll look at aspects of that. Daily Sun is next. Gunmen kill 4 policemen, other in Anambra, Ebonyi. 5 female students abducted in Zamfara. 2 nuns, 29 others killed in road boat mishaps. These are really troubling times. From there, let's go to Daily Trust. How bride-to-be, 28 others died in Sokoto boat mishap. Village head loses 5 children, niece, 2 in-laws. Accident second in 10 months. Local government chairman is saying this. It's really a sad time for the boat mishap in Sokoto State. This Nigeria is next. 2023 general elections, INEC raises the alarm, identifies insecurity as major threat, says 45% of total registered voters invalid. And it decries 1.39 million eligible voters. That's what the thing is talking about. From there, let's go to Blueprint. Continuous voter registration. Over 1.3 million invalid PVC is detected. And this is worrisome. INEC is saying this. 1.8 million printed, ready for collection. And 106,280 Ekiti Osun voters disqualified. Vows to prosecute culpable staffers. UN delegation meets Adamu seeks inclusive election rather. All right, that's on the election side. Preparation for the election. First news is next. 2023 Ekiti Governor Fayemi joins presidential race. All right. That's first news. National economy. ICT skills gap may undermine Nigeria's potential. $120 billion investment gains. All right, Business Day is next, and it says federal government moves to curb Nigeria's power woes. Federal government moves to curb Nigeria's power woes. All right, it's still a movement. So we wait for the outcome of that. Okay, so gentlemen, most of the papers this morning have this challenge of security all over the place. And if you see the story on the Punch newspaper, the one on the Punch newspaper saying that security agents aiding bandits, this calls for a lot of worry. And one would say if this is something to go by, then one would understand why we're still fighting insecurity since 2009, and the thing is not going away. Dr. Kerry, let me start with you here. What do you make of this?
Well, it's a really very challenging situation that we are still discussing insecurity. And it's even more challenging realizing that at this time, we were actually expecting more from the government, essentially having a retired general as the head of government. But it's worrisome that until now, we have not really gotten the kind of thing we were expecting. But even more worrisome is the fact that there is now a call by some group on the president to resign. And it is at that time that we are now hearing that they are going to name perpetrators and the rest. You know, that kind of scenario gives me an impression that those who are even making this demand that there should be resignation might eventually be brought in as the perpetrators. So, because it's not today, they've told us that they know them. So I expected that by now there should have been more drastic steps taken. Since you already know them, you have declared that some persons have been sponsoring this group and you identify them. You refuse to, name them publicly, but at least they should have been arrested. And they should face, the normal process of justice. But that is not done. It's only at this point we are not hearing it. Now, the thing has degenerated to the point that almost every part of this country, if not every part, is actually terribly challenged, to the extent that you have difficulty sleeping with your two eyes closed. Because you never can tell what will happen the next time. It is said that, but another, very worrisome development is the fact that we are still talking about bandits. I don't know if there's another group of bandits that have just, come up, because the ones we have, the ones we know, are already terrorists. So is it the government calling them bandits, or is it the pressmen calling them bandits? Because at the moment they are terrorists. So we should, call a spade a spade. These are terrorists, and they should be dealt with the way terrorists ought to be dealt with. Now we'll be hearing about, Tucano just cannot be deployed to this because you have people shielding themselves with other people and all the rest. Don't we have any sense of intelligence gathering? Is there no way we can pinpoint? We see, all manner of rockets and the rest being launched into arenas, and they are able to pinpoint their targets.
Single somebody out.
So
because
drones are equally employed. So why can't you target
snipers,
all manner of
specialists?
All manner of facilities are out there that you can use to actually identify and just, reach out to that particular person with either a bullet or whatever. So why are we still having a challenge? Is it a matter of equipment? Is it a matter of, inability to gather the right intelligence? Is it a matter of lack of will? So I feel strongly that something more drastic needs to be done. If you really know these people who are sponsoring them, the first thing you should do is to disable the criminals themselves by arresting their sponsors. So that would have ended the whole track.
Okay. Dari, the point there is, if you look at the front page of the Punch newspaper, you also see below that story there, you will see Army arrests 12 impostors, once against use of military belts, T-shirts, and some of them have been arraigned there with full military uniforms and, you know, all of whatever a military. An average person walking on the streets, you wouldn't know the difference. And when you have people like this, who are not originally the military, but they have access to all of these, operating in any of these areas that we're talking about security, your mind originally would have calmed down that there's a soldier here, so let me feel safer. Then turning out to be that all those persons are facilitating, they have their, you know, agenda, and they're facilitating different kind of operations. How complex has this thing really become that when people are saying we need to call a state of emergency, and it seems government knows what we don't know?
When I saw that picture this morning, I thought that perhaps some soldiers committed some infractions.
Exactly. And they were being punished.
But going through the story, I discovered that, oh, we say impostors. These are criminals. Because you hear of bandits, terrorists who come to attack communities and locations wearing army uniform, wearing military fatigues. So this is part of what we talk about, that these things are readily available to whoever have needs for them. It is part of our security challenges. It is a serious part. Then if you look at the situation where we have criminals, we took pain as a nation to gazette the fact that let us call them terrorists. And even after that has been done, we are still hearing bandits. Because some people still feel, okay, let's have a category of people who still remain bandits so that we will not use the Tucano on them. That's how I see it. And then you ask questions. You say when the Tucano come, we will see action. We're not saying this action as it should be. I'm not saying there are no actions at all. But people attacked a moving train. They made away with Nigerians. They killed some. And they are asking government to do certain things before they can release the remaining one. And we are folding our arms. Still talking about some bandits took away some people. No. We are not being fair to the country. Somebody said we actually don't have a nation. What we have is a country. That we don't even have citizens. What we have are people in a country. And I ask why. He said because we don't have the mindset of knowing that when anything happens to an ordinary, just one citizen in a nation, that thing affects the entire nation, and nobody should be at peace until that one Nigerian, one citizen is rescued to safety. He said, as much as, and for as long as we don't think that way, we don't have a nation yet. And I agree with him. Because it is in this same country, in the same impenetrable Sambisa forest, that an American was abducted. And before our own eyes, American Special Forces came in, attacked the location, picked their man, and off they went. Why is it difficult for us here to have enough intelligence? You know why these criminals will continue to strike with so much glee and ease? Because when they do one, and all you do is talk, they will plan another one. If you keep them busy, because we are searching for this one, all criminal hideouts, all terrorist hideouts are kept busy. They can no longer sit down to plan. They are moving, running from one place to another. Even if you are yet to catch them, they won't have enough peace of mind to plan another. I've said it here. A retired military officer who have led forces, peacekeeping missions abroad, said he never thought terrorists in Nigeria will attack a moving train. He said because of the required intellect, planning, logistics, finance, ammunitions. That you need to do that is not something he imagined could happen in Nigeria. But it happened before our very eyes.
Yeah.
And shortly after that, in the same Kaduna, communities have been attacked, people have been kidnapped, people have been killed, communities have been razed. And what are we saying? We are saying we blame collaborators. As far back as 2013, the then President Goodluck Jonathan said there are Boko Haram in his administration. So if he wouldn't just open his mouth and say it, it's a product of intelligence. A president was told in 2013, almost 10 years ago, that these people have infiltrated the administration. 9 years after that, we have not acted on even the collaborators in government, not to talk of those ones in the military. If you don't have collaborators in the military, it won't be easy for these people to invade our military formations and wreak havoc and get away with it.
With no one being arrested.
We need to fight, Mike. We need to fight like a nation. We must stop fighting like a band of ragtag ethnic militias. We are a country, for God's sake. We have been taken on by our own disgruntled citizens, so to speak, and we cannot even subdue them. What happens if we have external aggression?
Well,
it is something one is sad about. Really.
Yeah, what is really sad, not just you, a lot of Nigerians are sad about this. And some House of Rep members recall when they were asking, there are boys of 18, especially the last one, the last Kaduna train.
Look at those children.
18, 20-year-old boys, but it's okay. There are calls. It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay at all. I'm only saying let's hang that one there so we can move. Dr. Ekere,
yes.
Some governors were saying that, come, federal government, sit down. If you don't do something about this thing, we are going to bring in mercenaries. We know where to get mercenaries to come and handle this thing once and for all. And the federal government was saying, well, that's not the way to go. Of course, when it comes to the constitution of it, the laws and all of the rules that govern states don't have the right to do that. But the point there is, everybody is frustrated. If we're not seeing headway, and any individual has a headway, you look for your way to survive. But what do you make of that?
I even doubt if those governors actually said so.
Okay.
How long have they been governors? And how long have these things been happening? And have you equally considered, because the kind of mercenaries they will be bringing will not be better than Boko Haram themselves. What's the guarantee that after they start doing some fighting, they will not take over even the government of those who brought them in? Because we must remember that mercenaries, they have their own, advantages and disadvantages.
And they could have their agenda too.
I want to even believe that is what this Boko Haram is all about. Because at the beginning, when they started, I recall that in the days of Ihej, there were some complaints that, he's killing people from a particular area and all of that. The soldiers, they saw them as their people. But these people have not been friendly to the people who are even calling them their people. Now the thing has degenerated to the point that the entire country is in a mess. So for anybody to say you want to bring in mercenaries, in what manner? Unofficially? Then you have just simply hired the man that will kill you. Is it officially going to be done? And if it is going to be official, then the law will be followed. And only the presidency can handle that. No state has the power to do that. So for me, it's just a huge joke. Somebody is just trying to show that he's concerned. Now, if you are seriously concerned, how much have you been able to do within your domain, even within the realm of your own constitutional powers? I've not seen much of it. They collect so much security, what do you call it? Votes. Yeah, these votes, I don't even know who votes them really, but you just find out that, so much is kept somewhere in the name of security.
You hear what Dr. Ekere said?
So
he doesn't know who votes.
That's the name.
Yes, security votes. Who vote the security?
Because I want to believe that by now, the state assemblies that approved this budget should be asking questions. We did this the last time. What did you do with the so-called security votes. So for me, I don't want to believe that there was any sincerity in that statement, if it is truly genuinely made by any of the governors. But I want to believe that if they are actually serious about the situation, what they need to do is to collaborate with the federal government and pressurize the federal government to do the right thing. Not all these ad hoc arrangements, you just wake up one day and say, oh, I'm going to get mercenaries. Mercenaries to do what? Don't forget that when you hire mercenaries, mercenaries will equally understand your weaknesses. And at the time they finish doing the project you have called them for, who guarantees the situation that they will not attack you and take over governance from you? Because what we are fighting now has gone beyond Nigeria.
Because they are contractors.
Exactly.
And if you bring them in to understand, because you're hiring them in the first place is because of their expertise.
Exactly.
And you have only admitted that
they are even superior to your forces.
You can't handle this, so come and help us. And when they come and help you, another person could contract them.
They are coming from somewhere. In the first instance, they are coming from somewhere.
Just try to be,
honestly,
analyze it from the logic perspective.
We need to be more serious about this, because if we place the real premium that we ought to on human lives, I'm not sure the discussion will be the way it is. Each time something happens, we are on top of the situation. Then come down to the situation, because when you continue to be on top, the problem will be happening under. So why not be under the situation instead of on top?
Dr. Ekere.
Yes, that is the way to go, so that you can address it squarely.
All right. So let them leave being on top of the issue and come down into the issue or under it, so they can handle it.
Look at this table. What is under this table can turn the table.
Yes.
But if you are on top of it, there's nothing you're going to do to it. So that's
rather you are pressing it down.
Yes.
All right. Now, Dari, the point there is, we've heard the National Assembly at various times talk about the issue of, they complain. They've all accepted the fact that the issues of security is so burdensome on Nigerians and the people. They talk about the fears. They talk about all of the inconveniences and so on from their constituencies. But what can the National Assembly really do? From what we understand, at least when it comes to the Constitution, from the Constitution, they have the powers to check and balance and call anybody to question at whatever time if the work you're supposed to do is not being carried out well, and so on. But we only hear the complaints at the floor of the House.
If wars and strifes are won by talking, we will have won these wars. Especially the talking going on in the National Assembly. Every day you see some visibly angry lawmakers coming to pour venoms and big threats. But I have not seen where they convert this energy emanating from their anger into action. What can they do? A lot. Pass a vote of no confidence. Explicit, clear in the current leadership as far as security is concerned. Remove the party affiliations. Don't be partisan about it. Mr. President, you have failed in handling this, and we want to give you a month. We want a change in that direction, or we'll be forced to take action.
All right.
That is one. Two, they can as well make legislations that will force the president itself to realize that Nigerians need more. They are there to represent us.
Exactly. So when they speak, Nigerians are speaking.
Nigerians are speaking. Right. We need more than just these complaints. Yeah. And then the presidency will get the message clearly. But as far as I'm concerned, aside from talking, they have not done enough. It's okay. They can do more.
We look forward to them doing more, the Senate as well as the House of Representatives. Thank you very much. We have to leave you here now. Dario Odufor-Okon, thank you very much for coming.
Pleasure.
And Dr. Ekere, we pray that they don't stay on top of the issue.
Let them come down. Let's not pray for it. Let's command them to come under the table.
All right. Thank you very much for your analogy and insight. Thank you.